Cheryl, your host of Aureus. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am thrilled, happy, and grateful that you're here today. This is my first video, and the fact that you're here, I'll just say I'm very grateful. I send many thanks. This channel will basically be me doing anything regarding to the art department. Basically, so long as it requires anything to do with drawing, I'm in. This will not be a vlogging, like vlogging my life, no. I'll be more of like vlogging my art journey and stuff like that, basically throughout what I'll be doing. I try my best not to make the video so long. I do have a tendency of loving to do big projects for some apparent reason. I do not know why, but that is kind of where I stand. So for today's video, I'm going to be making a card deck. Yes, you heard me. I'm making a card deck. So about I think 5 years ago, I made a card deck out of paper and cardboard, and the reason why I made it is because I was too scared or too lazy to ask my parents, oh, could I go buy a card deck? And card decks are also not really that cheap.
Bitch, what?
I assume. I don't know.
Are you serious?
But I'm not sure if they're cheap, but just generally, I don't think I wanted to buy one.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
So I will basically be showing you how I did a new set. But this is not a tutorial. I'm not gonna be saying like the steps to make it now. I'm just gonna show you the various things that I did. If you choose to follow me and do exactly what I did, I have no problem. I will list all the materials that I used in the description below. However, I'm not sure if you can get the stuff right now. A lot of stuff that I'm gonna use were bought a few years ago. I tend to buy things in bulk, so I don't necessarily have to keep running back to the store. It is a problem we have in Kenya, where finding art supplies is not easy, and finding good ones, they run out pretty quickly, especially because of art students. Guilty. I won't be showing every single card, basically because of your sanity, the length of this video, and also my sanity in editing. It just makes life a lot easier if I just show you bits and pieces. So let's get started. To start off, I folded sheets of A3 paper into 4, just generally because I wanted to improve the thickness of my card. As for sizing, I decided I was going to go with the bridge size. I wanted to move a little smaller. My original size for my cards were Tara. They were pretty big and they were pretty bulky, and that didn't like that about them, so I decided I was gonna go a little smaller. However, I wasn't gonna choose the puka size because I found the puka size a bit too wide, and so I settled on the bridge size, which was basically like, well, the best decision I kind of ever made. So for the back of the cards, I decided I was going to take do a skull. I bordered the cards because I was trying to make them look as much to the original as possible. I took a skull with a top hat with a cigarette, and I decided I wanted to do a black background. However, I didn't want to use acrylic because acrylic would give me a shiny finish. So I decided I was going to use watercolor because I wanted a matte finish rather than that, and I wasn't about to start putting clear resin. So after this, I decided I was going to draw on my skull, which is the first option, but I quickly realized that I wasn't about to do this 51 other times. So I just decided I was going to do the tracing paper method. So after doing all the tracing paper, I took my silver gel pen and I outlined all the cards. I chose the silver gel pen because I wanted a sheer shine whenever you like lean the card over and whenever you like put light to it, so I can look a little fancy. I then decided to add the Wrestlemania Banner. I'm a diehard wrestling fan, so I figured that this was only appropriate like to signify my current likes. I decided to use acrylic red And I quickly realized that it was very soluble with the black. So I ended up doing a lot of coats because I wanted to get it that bright red. So after the tedious coating of the red, I went in with my black gel pen to resemble the ragged cloth theme of last year's Wrestlemania, and then I went again with my silver gel pen to emulate the white and give it yet again, I say it again, guilty as charged, that sheer sparkly feeling, sparkly look, I guess, that you normally get when you use silver paint instead of using white. I have to admit, despite it looking good, it was a very tedious process. I honestly ask myself till now, why the hell did I do this particular part? But in the end, I love that outcome. So to start off, I decided to do the aces. Well, technically, properly start the aces. I had done the hearts before this. They were my sample. And I decided that I was going to keep it simple but uniform. Personally, I kind of wanted it to be as unique as possible but as original as possible, so I copied the way that the numbers or like the top part and the bottom part would look, and then I tried to add my own little flair to it. It was difficult at first, but I got the hang of it eventually. A little tip, if you did a one direction back of the card, please do indicate which side is up. When I was doing the hearts, I accidentally drew the king upside down, so I had to rub the king out and start again. I want you please be very careful. So to outline, I decided to take a black Bolt Biro Pen and kind of decided to give it a rugged feeling. I was feeling pretty pen mediumed. I don't know, I guess I haven't used pen in quite a while, and I just decided that it was just like the perfect thing for this because I wanted to give it this sketchy look. I kind of like the way things look when they're sketched, and I kind of had to let some stuff dry. So throughout I was using the pen and kind of like giving it that sketch feeling, like someone just took a pen and etched it up. I wasn't trying to etch it like proper etching with the shadows and everything, though that would have been extra cool, but I also wanted to give it that 2D feeling rather than the 3D feeling. So I also wanted to keep it simple because my back was already as extravagant as it could be, and my aces were already extravagant as it could be, so I wanted to keep the other suits, like the numbers, as simple as I could, because well, the king and the queens and the J's and the aces, well, they kind of still strings. For the Jack and the Queen and the J, I also decided to give it that rugged feeling. For the Queen, I gave her a dangling necklace on her head with a crown. As for the King, I kind of kept his crown up to date. Excuse my camera, it was being impossible. but I got it up in the end. So I had to rub out all the lines. Technically, I had to wait till the biro was dry because I didn't want to smudge the biro. However, there are some cards that got smudged despite me being very careful. But in the end, they turned out pretty well, and I'm pretty satisfied with the aces. Alright, the diamonds. Well, for the diamonds, it was pretty much the same story. Everything was pretty much the same. At this point, I was kind of going off what I did for the hearts. I kept everything pretty much the same, using the same kind of everything. So for the J and the Queen, it was kind of a challenge because it's a diamond. I didn't know how to slant it at first. I eventually figured it out, but it was a challenge and a half. And I loved the kind of challenge it gave me because then it made me think a lot more in terms of like where to put stuff as an artist, and I was pretty satisfied with the way it came out. I have to say the diamonds turned out pretty well despite my rough bump with the Jack and the Queen. The King was fairly easy because, well, the King sits on top. So for coloring it in, I decided to take a water-based marker felt pen, if that makes sense. It's a dual brush pen. It has a brush pen on one side and then a felt pen on the other side. So I took this and I kind of like repeated what I did with the aces, doing the etching but not fully like etching shading. I personally liked how it turned out. I liked the light color that it gave out, and it just kind of satisfied me in some odd way. When I did the hearts, I was just so happy, and like it just gave me this feeling So at this point, I was pretty satisfied with the way that they're coming out. I decided that I was gonna draw the skulls in black so that it can show out a lot more rather than having to blend in with the suit itself, so I could give it that unique feel. However, I decided not to color in the eyes red, even though that would have looked really cool. I just decided not to. For the Jokers, I decided to do one in black and white and the other in color. I really love this hat that I found on the internet. It just made me laugh and just made me happy. So I decided to do that. I decided also to change the direction. Pretty much like the same with all the other suits. I did the ace like black and white and kind of etched it everywhere using the biro, the ballpen biro, and just coloring everything in and kind of just putting everything together. As for the color Joker, I used the red from the hearts and the aces, the black from the ball pen, and then I decided that I was going to color in the eyes, then add this yellow. I don't know how I had this yellow. It's pretty much the same brand as the red, but I just loved how this yellow just it just fitted in the situation, and I made the thing half and half. And I don't know, I was so happy with this outcome, and it just made me.
It feels like home. I'm so alone. Trying to find my way back home to you. I'm so alone. Trying to find my way back home to you.
loved how all the cards came out. They just came out this like amazing thing, and I was so satisfied with the outcome. It was pretty much worth the hard work that I did, and it kind of like showed me that patience is a virtue. Personally, I really enjoyed it. My personal favorite were the jokers because I really loved how it turned out. It just made me happy. As for the hearts were my favorite in terms of like the red version. The queen came out amazing. I loved the way the skull just hit it right there. So with the kings and everything, and yeah. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video. I wish you guys all the best and see you next time. Bye.